Alright, good day everyone. Do you know what this is? It's a Nav Crack system by Prestigious Society. It allows your passenger to control the nav system while the car is in motion. This is something that by default can't be done. We're going to be doing that to an Infiniti M series vehicle today. We're going to need a 10mm socket to start by disconnecting the battery. As a safety precaution, whenever dealing with electronics, you want to disconnect the power. You don't want to inadvertently trigger an airbag system or something to go off or create a short. So we disconnect the positive side of the battery with a 10mm wrench. And what we'll do is ensure that there's no contact to the pole by placing a piece of plastic over the pole, and that way nothing is touching. So that's your first step, an important one. I highly recommend it.
Now, in order to install this device, we have to remove the central dash components and get behind the system, which is not too complex. Not as complex as it may seem unless someone shows you how to do it, and that's why I'm here. In order to do that, we have to first pry open this template or cover plate, and I'm using a flat end of a screwdriver and just pop that off. As you can see, this centerpiece just has two press-through devices. We'll put that down there, and just inside, should have brought a light. I'll go get a light. Alright, just inside here, I'll point with the screwdriver, are two Phillips head screws which have to come out, allowing the side panels to come off. So I'll just go in there with the screwdriver. I use a magnetic tip in case the screw falls out. And there's your screw. Pop that down into the screw holder, specially designed. Use my flat tip screwdriver and just give that a bit of a pull, and as you can see, the side panel just pops off. Okay, and you will do the same to the other side. Pry tool, gently pry the sides off. After you pry this end, what you want to do basically is pull it this way, like that, okay? So now you've got your two screws exposed on the side, one here, you pull those off. Now we open the center glove box, and again with the pry tool, we will gently pry off this centerpiece here. Okay, put that down in the parts pile. So this is removed. All right, you have to push down the glove boot of your shifter, and when you push it down, you can see that there is a clip. You spread the clip a bit, push it forward, and that's what it looks like. Okay, and then the shifter easily just pops off. And there we go. That's the centerpiece lifting out now. And just underneath the centerpiece, you're going to see some wire harnesses holding it. Okay, you may want to cut into those wire harnesses, or cut into the cut the tie wrap of one of those wire harnesses, as you can see right here. I have done. And then I'm going to gently remove the faceplate of the radio, again by a very gentle prying on the side. Okay, again, gentle prying on the side. I now have my faceplate removed, and you will see the first plug right here. You want to unplug that by using the clipping mechanism, and the way to do that is the center of the clip, which releases it. Okay, and now you have your DVD faceplate here. Okay, and we don't want to scratch anything up. That's a bit of dirt there. Okay, next step is to remove this main control panel by just lifting up and out. As you can see, this cord plugged into the DVD faceplate, and there are two plugs here. We're going to pry this one through the switch of the plug by pushing it, and it comes off. Okay, into the pile. Right, okay, there's all my screws and stuff. Alright, we're gonna try this again. There we go. Okay, there's your gear shift, and now there's two screws at the bottom and two screws at the top holding in the radio device. Okay, now the radio mechanism is ready to come out, and on the back of all of that is your plugs. You're going to use your Prestige to bypass. Basically, what's currently going into the radio is now going to go into this side, and then this is going to go into the control device radio, whatever you want to call it. All right, you can't mess up because the plugs only fit the specific ends. All right, those into the female of the Prestige. Okay, and then the other end of the Prestige will go into the control device. That's one. And now we put it into the radio device side. Okay, that's it. You have now installed the Prestigious Society Nav Crack. All right, this last piece, which is the wire, which is your control button wire, all right, I would myself mount it here for convenience, but then of course that's up to whomever installs their personal preference. Okay, so we put the radio portion back. All right, we have our Prestige stuck at the bottom. I'll wind up this excess wiring, and then I'll just tuck it away here on the side, and then I can pull as much as I want when I need it. Okay, we are now putting the device back together again. The one thing I would caution you is this little shifter here at the bottom can be tricky. That is to match this. What it does is it moves the fluorescent orange indicator telling you what gear you're in, etc. You don't want this to be back here and then put the gear shift knob ahead of it. You'd want to put it directly into that hole. Okay, so we're putting this piece back first. I put my hand underneath to get the shifting knob in that hole, as I just explained. Okay. Okay, that wasn't so bad. It's in P right now. That's good. Okay, now we're going to put the top piece back first, and in order to do that, we're going to remember, we're going to just check this. This is tight. This plug here goes into here. Clicked. And as we put this in place, we're going to have our hanging plug here, which goes on the radio faceplate. This is just a gentle push into place. It's in there. We're now going to put the radio faceplate, plug it in. And this is where we have our control wire, or I have mine hanging. Okay, I just put a tiny bit of Velcro on this side. I could stick it to the carpet or up here, again, personal preference. Alright, I have reconnected the battery. By the way, folks, don't forget that after you've had your battery disconnected for a while, there are some things that will reset or not catch up, such as your clock, okay? So, starting the car, nothing blows up, is a good sign. Now we're able to pull the gear shifter back and into manual mode, or just in the center, which allows me to put the boot clip back on.
Now you may notice that it is difficult to put the boot clip back on until you pull back the gear shifter, which you can't do until you get power. So get the power back to the car. I put everything back into place. I put my little doohickey on the side here and start the car. Nothing blows up, which is a good sign. My doohickey turns red when it's on, and that means the nav crack is operating. You can control all of the devices that normally go off when you're in motion. You may notice this airbag light come on. It will also be indicated up in the dash area, flashing red. You can obtain the command from Prestigious that removes that flashing. And that's about it, folks. I hope this video helped. Please use responsibly.